what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to the Armoury. Welcome to Full Time Sports Network. Welcome to Arsenal News. It's going to be a quick show because there's really not much to talk about, like actual big, juicy talking points. So I'm going to quickly go through the talking points we've got, which isn't a lot. Like I said, I'll do this every week unless something breaks. You haven't seen me for a week doing this, so nothing is broken, nothing is really worth talking about. I know that a lot of people are all excited about Onana and stuff. I'll get into that and I'll dissect it for you a little bit. Big up to Temi that's been making me laugh with the comments he's already put down, so big up to Temi. If this Spinazzola guy joins us, I will log off football for the rest of the year. I'm guessing you're not the greatest fan, Temi. I have to be honest. With his injury record, it doesn't look great. He's 30 years old. We'll get into the talking points about him in a bit, but yeah, I can't say I'm excited. Wigan versus Cheltenham, Northampton Town. Hang on, Wigan versus Cheltenham, Northampton Town. Sixfield Stadium. Big up to Luke. Hope you're doing well, mate. Also, we have the mighty. I'm not saying that. Also, we have Cedric. I'm gonna take out the mighty part because those two words don't go together. Cedric should leave. should be the operative word. It always does seem to be that at the moment. Cedric should leave, and Raw Waters will be the person that comes in to replace him as in the squad. So yeah, I hope it does happen. I don't think we'll get much from it, if anything at all, if I'm honest, but we'll wait and see. Big up to Chris. Big up, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're well too, Chris. Arsenal and Liverpool won't sign anyone, and City win the league again. It's coming. I haven't heard enough about Liverpool of what signings they maybe make, or I expect if anyone was to sign anyone, it'd be a loan with an obligation to buy or an option to buy. That is my understand what I think will happen for most. Arsenal are doing a lot of legwork behind the scenes, and that's the main thing. At least we're actually actively trying, but we're actively trying to sell to buy. Because if not, we're just going to have to loan someone in. And also the David Raya situation, obviously, that is now a permanent move for the summer at the moment. That could change. That could change if there is optimism of something else happening. We'll get into that if it happens, but at the moment, not going to happen. So I won't talk about it because, as I said, it's not happening. So, yeah, we'll get into it. Right, let's talk about Spinazzola. When it decides to want to come up, there we go. So I'm trying not to say his name like that now. Spinazzola, who plays for Roma. He's a left back, 30-year-old Italian. He's all right. I can't look. I suppose if you want to compare him to an Arsenal player, probably a bit like Monreal. He's nothing special. He's just all right, but his injury record of late hasn't been great, which is why he lost his place. So yeah, that concerns me a lot. Being 30 as well, it only goes downhill from now on in the football world for injuries. So yeah, that concerns me. I don't care if it's only 6 million. It's not a bargain to me if he's never going to play. It's a bit like Cedric, isn't it? Cedric didn't cost much, but none of us like him. Or as a free in the summer because he's out of contract in the summer. I don't want either. I don't care if we get him on a free because he'll be on a stupid amount of money. I don't want him. I really don't. What's Chris saying here? Bradford's fans getting ready to cry and meltdown with Harry Lewis set to join Carlisle for £100,000, and we're looking at signing their striker Jake Young too. Big up to that, Chris. Literally, when I was typing up the slide, I was thinking this is just a Lichtsteiner. It is. It's just a Lichtsteiner. And talking of Steiners. I know I'm going away here a little bit, but Chris will know what I'm on about. I am furious about what's happened today at Huss, and you know what I'm on about. Yeah, I'm so upset because he was the one man I actually enjoyed watching regarding F1. Big up to Tony saying evening, Bobby. Evening, mate. There's not much great news, I'll be honest. So yeah, I'm going to try and wrap this up as quick as I can. We have got a big show coming tomorrow night. Which is a big one where we're talking about Arteta. So, yeah, try and join us for that if you can, Tone, because tomorrow will be an interesting one. And I definitely would like your input within the comments as well, mate, if you can. Be free. F1 going to... I know, mate, it's horrible. Not going to Saudi might have got us a loan deal. Not going to Saudi might have got us a loan deal. I don't think that's affected us because there's a couple of people that have been kept back to do all the business deals. So I'm not too concerned that we've gone out and doing some warm weather training because we have got people that are back in the UK still dealing with stuff. So I'm not too concerned that that's going to hamper us. So yeah, to be honest, I'm not that bothered by that. The GOAT principle is leaving that. Honestly, can't blame him. Has just not progressed and worst team on grid for a reason. Drive to Survive won't be same without him. 100%, mate. 100%. I love to die. Absolutely classic. I love him. Absolutely love him to bits. Right, let's move on to the next story. So, Amadou Onana, the truth. Yes, we have an interest, but that is all right now, and that is exactly how it is. So basically, Everton prospective new owners 777 have told Everton that you need to sell some of your big profit and big price tag players. I think is probably the best way of putting it. For when they come in, because it just helps the process. It helps what they're planning on doing with Everton and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Onana is open to leaving. Onana wants to leave, to be fair, but Everton really are open to letting him leave. And I wouldn't rule out a loan with an obligation to buy, because then no matter what, that money will be coming in. Just won't be coming in January, but there'll still be a loan fee and stuff like that. So yeah, interesting. Get Steiner as a pundit, mate. I love it. Absolutely love it. All these Haaland lovers need to think of club and sell those players. Not good enough, says Tony. There we go. Big up to Gary. Hope you're doing well, mate. Right, so that's the Onana situation. Something might happen, but at the moment, nothing's happening. We've got interest, just like a lot of other clubs have. Going from Subamendi to Lars Lukonga is sad, really. Subamendi is someone, again, that we are very interested in. And that one is it's a lot easier to do the deal with the club because you literally just have to trigger the release clause. But then you've got to convince Subamendi. That might not be so easy from what happened last summer. So, yeah, we'll wait and see on Subamendi. It could happen. It still could happen this month, if I'm honest, if we can get that type of money in the club. So, yeah, don't rule out Zubimendi yet, but Onana is an option. But I also wouldn't rule out Onana and Zubimendi because they're two different types of players. So, yeah, I wouldn't rule them both out, if I'm honest. Right, let's quickly talk about Victor Osimhen. Slightly leaning to a Saudi move that was meant to say right now, but it's a fluid situation. It is a fluid situation at the moment, but currently the Saudi league is in the lead for getting his signature in the summer. It's just something to keep an eye out. Obviously, Chelsea are trying to woo him. I'm pretty sure they need Champions League to woo him. But yeah, Arsenal are in the mix, so we'll wait and see. But it's a fluid situation, as I said. He doesn't have to sign for anybody whatsoever right now. There's going to be a lot of talk all the way into summer. It'll probably be a mid-summer transfer as well. I don't think it'll be a quick one. Sell them all. ESR, Reese, Ramsdale. Is Tony around? Look, I'll be honest. Ramsdale could be a talking point next week. He just could be a talking point next week because there is starting to be a bit of movement from his camp regarding a want out. So maybe next week we might be talking about him a little bit more. Reece Nelson, he's got his last chance saloon at Arsenal now. He's been showing glimpses of promise. There's a possibility of a loan for the rest of the season where he needs to continuously play. He looks good enough and then comes in next season as a squad player. ESR, don't see him much of a long-term future. There's no way we're going to get the money that we want from him because his value has drastically dropped. So, yeah. ESR, I don't think it will be moved in this window, but it wouldn't surprise me if it happened. However, I expect more of a summer move for him. Arteta won't sell Nketiah even though he knows he's not good enough. Arteta doesn't put the club first. We'll get on to Arteta in a bit. Nketiah in a bit. Osimhen to Saudi for his age. Terrible move, 100%. I did mention the golden child, Eddie, but he needs to go too. We'll be talking about him very, very shortly. Next one is this is regarding the women's team. So we're waiting for the announcement of Emily Fox, the 25-year-old versatile right back, left back. We know she's with the team. We all know. But we're just waiting for the announcement, the actual announcement that she's actually here, signed. So, we'll wait and see. Evening to my pod brother. Hope you're doing well. Saying hi to all in the chat. Onana, more of a summer move, in my opinion. Onana, I will expect to leave more likely in January, but it will probably be a loan with an obligation to buy. That will suit Everton down to the ground. But yeah, we'll wait and see. There's a lot still to happen. This is we're 10th of January. There's still 3 weeks to go yet. Can the Kronkers give the club a loan which won't affect FFP? No. No. it's the fundamental word. No, we can't. We can't do anything to help. Well, the Kronkers can't do anything to help with the FFP now. We can do some jiggling around, and that's the main thing. We can do some jiggling around, and currently that's what we need to try and do. But there are some very stubborn people that won't let things go. Liverpool need a defender now with Trent injury. Yes. The thing is, you're looking at the same right back we're looking at in the summer, which is Frimpong, which would obviously be perfect for Trent. But his release clause isn't up until summer. So you'd have to pay over the odds for Frimpong now, which I don't see you doing personally. Be interesting to see what you do. You can have Cedric. Well, we won't mind you having Cedric. You can have Cedric for £1. There you go. Right, let's quickly talk about Eddie. Time for us to hang up. Palace make a second move for Nketiah. Now, the first move was just a basic loan, nothing else. That was very quickly rejected by Arsenal. The second one is now a loan with an obligation to buy. Now, we haven't turned that down yet. So I think we're going to leave that on the table. I think Crystal Palace would be perfectly fine with that. But funny enough, who is our next opponent in the Premier League happens to be Crystal Palace. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with that. But that's going to be a fluid situation depending on what we can get in. I would sign Inacio. You can leave Inacio alone. He's Arsenal's. Who can cover at left back? Gomez can play right back, says Chris. Right, quickly move on to Raw Waters. Raw Waters loans offers have been rejected all very quickly by Arsenal. However, like I have put there, Arteta must give him some playing time. There's pointless, absolutely pointless rejecting loan offers for what is a very talented right back, centre back, if we're not going to put him in the squad and give him some minutes, because you might as well send him out on loan. You might as well let him play constantly for the rest of the season, because that only improves him. Playing in training does not improve a lot of players, really. It's a slow progression. Constantly playing is a quick progression because you're getting used to playing Premier League football. You're getting used to playing with better opponents, different opponents as well, not the same left winger or the right winger or whatever side you're playing on. You're adapting to different playing styles. So yeah, it's mad. I see Palace getting Ings, says Chris. Surely someone is asking Arteta why he won't play youngsters. He just doesn't have the faith in it, and that's the thing. It's having the trust, and to a small degree, I do get it. But the thing is, Arteta has set up the under-21s, under-18s to play Arsenal's football, their style. So I don't get where the lack of trust comes from, if I'm honest, because it doesn't make any sense, because he set it up like that. So everyone is playing that style. So when they are asked upon, they're ready to come straight in. Arteta is that kid who won't share their candies. Yes, even the nut candies, which he's allergic to because they're mine. Let him go. That's brilliant, Gary. Spot on, though. It's also spot on. If you don't trust, get rid. Yeah, exactly. Hey, at least we aren't Chelsea. Exactly. That's the silver lining to everything at the moment. We're not Chelsea. Klopp put two youngsters on at 0-0 last Sunday. Luke, I'm with you, mate. Me and Brenny were like, what the heck? It is what it is, mate. I'm not happy about it. It's, as you will find out tomorrow, I'm not gonna go easy on him, because I don't believe in his long-term future at Arsenal. I just can't. There's so many different things that I'm concerned about. I just can't see a long-term future with us and Arteta. It doesn't mix. It doesn't mix, because the way that Arteta is managing the team is, I need this player for that amount of money constantly. Well, we are going to become a self-sustainable club. So the only way we can become self-sustainable is if we start using our youth to back up the squad. So you can go out and buy 11 players. That's not a problem. Go out and buy 16. But then you need that youth to back up that 16 that make the squad. So then when a right back's out for 6 weeks, you've got a right back that can slide straight into that position straight away. No, Tony, we get a manager in who will trust our youngsters. Don't let Arteta get rid of them. Klopp put up the white flag. Arsenal surrendered. Amen. Yes, mate. When you said this in the group chat, I totally agreed. We turned down a good offer for him, and then we end up getting pittance. Everyone is forgetting Arteta isn't at Arsenal FC. He is at Arteta FC in his head. Frimpong would be perfect for us and Arsenal. Yeah, Frimpong I actually love. The thing with Frimpong is a lot of people forget that he can actually play on right midfield as well. So he would be a perfect, I hate saying the word, you know I do, backup to Saka. So we could have White and Frimpong in the same team if we needed to. So yeah, it makes perfect sense. And it's what, 34 million, 35 million, something like that. It's nothing really. In footballing terms nowadays, it's nothing. Right, let's move on to the next talking point. Leo Volti is being lined up by Real Madrid for a move this window for what will be a small fee, or in the summer, which I believe is a free. So, yeah, shock, big shock. Yeah, it's going to be disappointing. But look, we brought in Cooney Cross, who has been brilliant after she settled in. So I'm not too worried about it long term. Like I said, I think Volti for me this season has been pretty poor, if I'm honest. She's got a little bit better as the season's got in, but yeah, she's definitely on her way out, in my opinion. So yeah, I have no issues with it, but obviously there's going to shock a few people that are big Arsenal fans. But yeah, I think it is time for Leah Volti to go and Cooney Cross to take her place. And fine, well, it's just the final. Oh, it's not the final one. Pedro Neto summer move, but it could mean no striker incoming. Now, if we were to sign Neto, there is some faults behind the scenes that Neto would be our forward signing that will help that will help our Jesus basically to score goals. I don't think this is correct. I think this is madness. I don't agree with it, but I have to pass on what I hear. So this is what I hear. I think this is stupid, if I'm honest. And yeah, and that's another issue Tony who just brought up. Neto gets too many injuries. This again is a risky side because one, it's not going to be cheap. Signing Neto from Wolves is not going to be a cheap signing. So again, I'm not a great fan of this one, but I have to bring you news. This is the talking point. So there we go. Now at the final slide. Arsenal preparing for another young defender with outstanding talent. This is David Odogu, 17-year-old German international, under 21 international, who plays for Wolfsburg. So yeah, it's does he play for Wolfsburg? I think so. It's either Wolfsburg or Werder Bremen. I can't remember. To be honest. But yeah, he's good talent. But like I've said on previous shows, I'd rather sign the young lad from Ajax. I get why we're trying to sign two youngsters, but we've got the talent in our Hal end, to be fair. We've got a very young, I think he's Albanian, Maldini, begins with a K, can't remember his surname. But we've got him, and yeah, big up to, hang on, I'll just say hello. Keep away from lower down players. Look at Raya, 100%. Away the lads, says Geordie. Why would any youngster want to join Arsenal with Arteta as manager? Thankfully, when we sell the project, it's the project, not Arteta, thankfully. Be very careful what you hear about. I signed because it's Arteta. I signed because Arteta spoke to me. It's not. It's the whole team thing. They speak to Per, they speak to Mehmet, depending on what their age are, but they speak to the coaches that they're going to be dealing with day in and day out. And then they'll speak to Arteta. But be very careful that you believe in everything that Arteta is this Messiah. That is what they want you to believe, that Arteta is Messiah. I was watching something on the other day, and I saw an Arsenal fan losing his head, saying, why are we treating Arteta like the Messiah? And I'm in total agreement. I don't know why we treat him like the Messiah. I don't understand this massive love we have for him, because I don't love him. He's never given me any great memories at the club. Nothing that he hasn't been here long enough to go, oh yeah, remember this, remember that. If he left, I would shed 0 tears. To be honest, I just wouldn't. I've always liked him as a player. I liked him at Everton. I liked him at Rangers. I think we signed him about 3 years too late. But he's never really gone, oh, you must love me. I'm like, nah, not for me. Is there any chance Ramsdale goes back to number 1 and we don't buy Rare? Nope. Nope. The only way that would happen is if Arteta was sacked tomorrow. I'll be honest. Apparently, Arteta, Raya, and coach speaking Spanish when Ramsdale is about. That wouldn't surprise me. No. False information. Right. So Inaki is obviously Spanish. David is Spanish. So yes, they will speak Spanish. However, when Inaki is actually oh, tequila, I see you. When they're coaching, Inaki speaks English, but obviously Inaki and David will have their little conversation in Spanish because it's easier for them, being one thing, and then just have a chat, just like most of the Spanish players do together. They have their little moments, and the Brazilians will speak to each other just like they do in their own tongue. So I have no issues with it, and Anaki is very good in English, so I have no issues. Big up to Tequila. If he left, I would shed tears of happiness. Congratulations on your progress in the FA Cup. Oh, Tequila, I love you. I know you're just trying to wind me up. Congratulations on Tottenham now facing Man City in the 4th round. I was hoping for Wrexham for you, to be fair, but you've now got Man City. But thank you ever so much. Please do leave a like. That would be really appreciative. It really does help us out as well. Anaki speaks Lithuania as well. Right, just so you know, Colin is from Estonia, not Lithuanian. Anaki is better at English than guessing goalkeepers. Yeah, pretty much, to be fair. He is. Yeah, no, we're joining you next round. It's very likely. Every game is a derby for Wrexham. Weird bunch. It is. Right. As I said, there is a big show tomorrow. I will be hosting it. I am joined by a big panel tomorrow to discuss Arteta. So join us at 7 for that. It's going to be a very good show. Probably a little bit heated, if I'm honest, but we'll see how it goes. It has to be talked about. So please do tune in tomorrow at 7 for that one. As I said, this one will be a very quick show. Obviously, if there's any breaking news that I feel is worthy of a stream, I will do my utmost to bring it to you. But if not, you'll see me tomorrow, and we'll have a nice little chat about Arteta tomorrow. Guys, take care. Enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.